They say every old village in Europe has a story it tries to forget. Ours hides a curse buried deep beneath the soil. This is the story of what happened to me and my two friends, and why no one in our village ever dares to bury the dead there anymore. About a mile outside the town, beyond the fields and the stone fences, lies an ancient graveyard, overgrown with weeds, wrapped in silence. In the center, two enormous oak trees rise like dark towers, their roots twisted through the graves below, their branches heavy with moss and crows. There's no proper road leading there. No light from the village reaches it. Only the wind and the feeling that someone's watching you. For generations, people said the place was sacred, protected. But years ago, someone broke that balance. Villagers took relics and trinkets left at the graves, small offerings meant for the dead. And that's when everything changed. At first, people whispered about strange noises. Then they started finding graves disturbed, bodies missing, heads gone. One night, a man was found hanging from the old oak tree, his fingers sliced off, vines twisted tight around his throat. No one knew who he was, no one claimed him. So they buried him, right there, beneath the tree. And that was the worst mistake they could have made. For 3 nights after the burial, villagers who lived near the graveyard heard crying, soft at first, like a woman weeping in the wind, then louder, closer, until it sounded like it came from right outside their doors. When they finally went to look, they found nothing, except for the smell of damp earth and deep claw marks on the gates. On the 3rd night, a group of men went to watch the graveyard. Near the pond beside the trees, they saw foxes, dozens of them, tearing apart something in the dark. But these weren't ordinary animals. Their eyes glowed red, burning like embers, and their growls didn't sound like foxes at all. The men ran home and never went back. The next morning, they decided to dig up the stranger's body and rebury it somewhere else. But when they arrived, the body was already lying on top of the grave, headless, as if it had crawled its way out during the night. They wrapped it in plastic, drove it miles away, and buried it again near the edge of the forest. After that, the graveyard was closed. For years, no one went near it. No one even said its name after dark. Then came 2018, a new generation, and with it, the arrogance of forgetting. We reopened the graveyard, cleaned it, rebuilt the old stone walls, and even held small ceremonies there again. For almost 9 years, everything was fine, until the night my cousin died. He was young, barely in his 30s. They said it was a sudden heart failure. We prepared his body and took him to the old graveyard. The day felt strange, the air heavy, the sky low and gray, as if the earth itself was waiting for something. Only half the people who promised to come actually did. We buried him quietly, said a short prayer. When everyone left, only me and my two friends stayed behind. We sat near the grave, talking softly. The moon hung low above the oaks, and mist began to creep through the grass. Then we heard it, a sharp crack, like a branch snapping behind us. We turned, but there was nothing, only the wind. Then, movement. 3 figures, dressed in white, walking slowly between the graves. They knelt near the fresh mound of soil and began to dig with their bare hands. At first, we thought they were mourners, until we saw what they were doing. They pulled the coffin open and began to feed. Their hands and faces were pale and bloodless, their eyes hollow, their mouths slick with red. We ran, We ran through the fields until our legs gave out. When we finally reached the village, we went straight to Father Andrew, the old priest. We told him what we'd seen. He paled. He told us not to speak of it again, said some graves are cursed by the sins of the living, and disturbing them only makes the dead hungrier. The next morning, the town sealed the graveyard gates with iron chains. No one has buried anyone there since. Still, on quiet nights, between 1 and 2 in the morning, you can hear crying, soft, distant, drifting through the wind from those ancient oaks at the edge of the fields. And if you ever find yourself walking past that place, whatever you do, don't look back, because not everything buried stays dead.